Have you ever felt so powerless because you seem to fail no matter what? Or do you feel like you can't make any significant life changes? If either sounds familiar, then you might be dealing with a powerful and negative psychological belief that's known as learned helplessness. This psychological phenomenon has been observed in both animals and humans. While it can damage your life and potential, you can also train yourself out of this learned mental state. So in this video, you'll learn more about this concept and then discover a 6-step process to banish this unhelpful mentality from your psychology. Now, be sure to watch this video all the way to the end because you will learn important concepts like the principle of marginal gains and the 3 questions that can identify why you might be experiencing learned helplessness. And if you enjoy the content of this video, then please help us out by taking a few seconds to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. All right, let's get started with a quick definition. What is learned helplessness? Have you ever observed a baby learning to walk? You'll notice that they fall over repeatedly, but no matter how many times they fall down, they will get back up again without fail. So, if we were born with this level of persistence, why do some of us seem to default to becoming depressed and helpless when encountering difficulties? It's all down to your life experiences. If you've encountered challenges and then tried to face them, but instead lost hope and given up, you are telling your subconscious that it is okay to quit, since you'll never learn or be good enough to solve the problem or beat the challenge. Fortunately, this is a complete and utter lie. There are countless examples throughout history of people who have never given up and succeeded in spite of tremendous odds. For example, it took Thomas Edison 1,000 attempts to invent the light bulb. Abraham Lincoln is a great example of persistence. He was elected president at the age of 52, but his life is a laundry list of tragedies and business failures. He did not quit and went on to become one of the greatest presidents in the United States. Or you can remind yourself that a baby can learn to walk and speak a language just by watching the adults around it and trying until they get it. To summarize, the essence of learned helplessness is believing that you are unable to solve a problem or beat a challenge because of past failures. This attitude comes from past negative experiences and letting your failures take control of your actions. Okay, now that you understand why learned helplessness happens, let's learn how to overcome it. Step 1. Recognize and accept your learned awareness. Ask yourself these questions. Number 1. What is the origin of your feelings of learned helplessness? Number 2. What are some things that may have happened in your childhood that could be contributing to your mindset today? Number 3. When did you start to feel helpless? Write down any and all answers you can think of. You might be surprised at what you find here. It can be something as simple as never learning to ride the skateboard when all your friends did. Or it can be something a friend, teacher, or even a parent said that changed your perception of yourself. Think about your behaviors throughout your life to see if you can identify a common denominator that has impacted who you are today. Step 2. Identifying your limiting beliefs. If your beliefs about yourself are overly negative, it will lead to a negative self-view and depression. Overcome unhelpful thoughts by trying to find evidence to oppose them. For example, if you're trying to learn something new or solve a problem, and you call yourself stupid or hopeless when you make mistakes, this is the result of negative beliefs you hold about yourself. How do you correct these negative limiting beliefs? Firstly, don't do the opposite and say, "I'm the greatest" or "I never make mistakes," because this is equally unproductive. Instead, find examples from your own past where you triumphed despite something being difficult. Did you learn to drive? Did you go to a job interview despite being nervous? Did you ask out a crush in spite of your fears of being rejected? There will always be examples from your own life where you did something good or courageous. Remind yourself of this, and you'll see these negative beliefs about yourself begin to fade. Step 3. Develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work and dedication. By cultivating a growth mindset, you can focus on the potential for growth and improvement and overcome the negative thought patterns associated with learned helplessness. To develop a growth mindset, you can start by reframing negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. Instead of telling yourself, I can't do this or I'm not good enough, try to reframe these thoughts to focus on growth and improvement. For example, you could tell yourself, I may not be able to do this yet, but with practice and effort, I can improve. Another way to develop a growth mindset is to embrace challenges and view them as opportunities for growth and learning. By taking on challenges and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you can build confidence and develop new skills and abilities. Now, if you'd like to learn more about this concept, then watch this video about 9 examples of the growth mindset. Step 4. Take small actions every day. These little actions will add up, and doing them every day will help you feel like you are actively making progress. If you feel overwhelmed by a goal, break it up into tiny little tasks until you feel like you're completely in control. The idea here is to use the approach of the principle of marginal gains that we talked about in our video on becoming 1% better every day. Once you have established your goals, you should break them down into smaller, manageable tasks that can be addressed daily, leading to significant progress over time. These small tweaks that you make each day will slowly move you closer to your goals. And if you do this every day, you'll make significant progress over the next few months. Step 5. Be flexible. Whenever you encounter blocks in your progress or you've failed to achieve something, brainstorm other options. Tell yourself that quitting is not an option. To your subconscious mind, quitting counts as a solution to a challenging problem. When you take that off the table, your mind is forced to come up with more creative solutions. If you're struggling, research how others have overcome the challenges you face and look for inspiration in the face of defeat. Number 6, celebrate your small wins. Anytime you reach a small goal, acknowledge it, celebrate in some way, and be happy that you are making progress. Each small win is one more step forward toward your end goal. Whenever you do this, you're creating a reserve of evidence in your subconscious mind that you can succeed no matter what obstacles you face. This is what changes your attitude over time, and eventually you'll find yourself welcoming new challenges instead of feeling hopeless. To learn more, watch our video that talks about the importance of celebrating those small wins. Learned helplessness is one of those things that can rear its ugly head no matter where you are. The great news is that it doesn't have to be your destiny. You can overcome learned helplessness, but it takes time and effort. Now, if you'd like to expand your knowledge on this topic, then be sure to watch our video that we mentioned before about becoming 1% better every day. And if you enjoyed the content of this video, then please help us out by taking a few seconds to hit the like button and then subscribe to our channel.